On the cover of this month's Chronogram is a photograph called Decorum that depicts a woman completely covered up in leopard pattern. She's camouflaged into the scene, and I'm interested in this pattern because it's something that's taken from nature. Obviously it derives from an animal, but it's been appropriated by the fashion industry and consumer culture. It's now an icon of class and wealth. In this image, she's completely consumed by all these objects and materials and patterns. I'm really interested in our relationship to images, how it affects our memory, then how we view advertisements and kind of infiltrate this into our own lives. There's one piece called Keep Calm, and this particular one was invented in World War II, and it was appropriated by advertising campaigns, and now it's something that you see everywhere. So I took this slogan and printed it out into posters and created another scene where the person is camouflaged in this photograph. And that was actually on a billboard in New York for 6 months, so it was really great to have it in an advertising context. In other images, I've worked with nature and creating scenes where I create costumes that are synthetic versions of the natural environment and camouflage figures within them. And I was doing a photo series of this that was really talking about the human footprint on the environment and how these big industries are trying to create synthetic versions of natural materials. They're trying to pass as, replacements for them, but we're actually destroying our environment. For the Women's Studio Workshop's August Art Festival, I'm doing a performance where I'm creating characters that actually blend in with the environment on the rail trail. This is one of the costumes. It's a pine tree, and all the bark is velcroed on and off so that when a viewer comes up to the performer, they will unvelcro a piece of bark, give it to the viewer with a carving tool so that they can carve their initials or a message or a drawing and put it back on the tree and leave their mark in a way that won't destroy the environment. I work a lot with lenticulars, which is a medium that combines multiple images together so that when you walk past the piece, the image transitions. Both the photographic work and the lenticulars are based on my interpretation of how we relate to images in advertisements. So I use the visual cues of advertising to sort of engage people in the work because we're so used to looking at advertisements. So there's 2 images in each piece. The first image I think of as more of the stereotypical image, one that you would see in a magazine or an advertisement that depicts a happy family or a couple. And then the second image is sort of a psychological reaction to that, or something a little bit more fantastical. And basically thinking about ideas of abstraction and having the characters disintegrate into the commercial spaces I'm building. And again, thinking about this idea of excess and consumer culture. Most of my work has an aspect of humor in it, and it's also dark. To me, humor is really important. It's something that I feel is sometimes shunned in the art world, but it's really important for me to draw people in because it's an emotion that, it's an icebreaker. It really gets people to open up and look at the work in a different way. Going forward, I really hope to work more in the public space and create different levels of interaction where people can really engage with the work in different ways.